Oh, it's number five for Khalil Mack.
Throw on first down, has Evans into the open field. Inside the 10, dives toward the pylon, he's out of bounds.
Looking to throw a fade for CeeDee Lamb. He's got it. Touchdown, Dallas.
Got out of a would-be sack. Keeps it alive. Run it by Likely at the 5.
Look at this play, this is ridiculous.
At the 10.
49-yard bamboozling type run by Mostert.
Wide open, and there he goes. Take down, all the way in.
Howard Williams gets a block. He's in the end zone, and that's a round touchdown.
Mays pulls the helmet off.
Throws on the run, has a man. Caught, touchdown. It's Cook.
Welcome back. This is our DAWG of the Year episode. We long-awaited episode we're going to put out for you guys. We do have 4 out of the 5 boys in the house. Spence couldn't make it tonight, but looking forward to having him back in the next week episode here. But gentlemen, we've been doing DAWG of the Week every single week of the NFL season. That means we have exactly, because one guy actually doubled up, 16 DAWGs that we had on the list that we got to choose from. All right. Now, today on this episode, we only have 3 DAWGs that stand alone from the rest of the pack that we've created after this season. We are looking to crown the DAWG of the Year. Now, these top 3 men, there's a couple qualifications they had to solidify and get through before we actually granted them into the final 3. All right, one of those kind of qualifications was they obviously had to be nominated, which means they obviously had to be in the DAWG of the Week running at least one of the weeks. But the biggest thing is they had to at least win one DAWG of the Week award itself and receive a check from us. Nobody received the check, just FYI. But they also had to be a consistent DAWG throughout the entire season. It wasn't just no one-hit wonders, even though we had a couple of those guys on the list, I'm not going to lie. But these guys were DAWGs consistently throughout the entire year. And we're about to crown those guys right now here and ready to go. You guys ready to go? Should we just dive into it?
Yes, sir.
I'm ready. Okay, let's do it. We have our 3 finalists. But before we get to our finalists, each one of us has our own DAWG of the Year honorable mention. Guys that they did win at least 1 week there, but they just weren't able to make the final cut, even though they still had incredible seasons. I'm actually going to start with you, Trey.
My honorable mention, he won this very first week. Mr. TJ Watt. Unfortunately, he wasn't able. He's not one of the finalists, even though I vouched for him. I tried my best for all you Steeler fans out there. We tried.
He did. He tried. All right. TJ Watt, honorable mention number 1. Actually, one of the few defensive players that were on this list all year long, which definitely no slouch there whatsoever. TJ had a great year.
We got 19 sacks on the year. Leads the NFL.
Nice.
3 years, he is the only player in NFL history to lead the league in sacks for 3 years. No one's ever done it. But you know who has? TJ Watt. He had 19 tackle for losses, 36 QB hits, forced fumbles. He's got 4.
Jeez.
3 recoveries. I mean,
He
and
had
an interception. He did have 1
Nice.
touchdown.
So not only did he have a touchdown defensively, he had 4 forced fumbles. He had 36, what do you say, 36 quarterback hits?
Yep. 36 quarterback hits, 19 tackle for losses, and 19 sacks.
And an unforgettable
That's impressive.
menace on the defensive side of the
That's
field.
impressive.
Wyatt, who is your honorable mention? Go.
Well, this guy didn't actually win Dog of the Week, but damn near was on every nomination. And that's CMC, Christian McCaffrey. Dude put up 272 carries this year, which was second most in the league. Damn near was only 41 yards short of 1,500 yards. 14 tutties, which was 4th most in the league. And then for receiving, dude had 67 receptions, 564 yards, and averaging 8.4 yards of reception. I mean, just an insane year by Christian McCaffrey. Unfortunately, couldn't win it, but that's my nominee.
kind of insane that he didn't win a week. And
Yeah,
then
it
you
is
have
insane.
Yeah, but
a
I
couple of
think
those
I
guys
think
that are like,
I think
what the
he
fuck?
might be the one that was nominated the most.
But he never actually got the job done.
The one week that he probably should have won it, Khalil Mack just absolutely
went off.
5 sacks.
Went
I mean,
off.
come on.
Great nominee. Dalen, who is your dog of the year honorable mention?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Zach, because I think you're going to be pretty happy on my honorable mention nominee. I mean, this man, he's a force to be reckoned with on the offensive side of the ball. He plays for the Seattle Seahawks. His name is DK. Metcalf.
Whoa! I did not expect this.
His receptions were a little low, but he still had 66 receptions, 1,114 receiving yards. The best of his career, he had 16.9 yards a catch and also added 8 touchdowns to that.
All
So
right.
that's why
Shout out DK,
Metcalf
man.
my honorable mention.
Shout out, dude. Hey, I did not know you were going there. I appreciate it.
I thought you were going with Gino.
shout out.
Right there on your
I was like,
I
whoa.
clearly, I definitely
Drew
thought it was
Lock.
gonna be Gino. Yeah, I know, right? Drew Lock, dude. Drew Lock. My honorable mention for this year, and this is probably gonna sound a little bit crazy, is Kyron Williams. Now, as me saying this as a Seahawks fan, clearly behind me, I do not always vouch for the Rams in any circumstance whatsoever. I really don't. But what I will say is Kyron Williams definitely gets my roses or gets his roses from me this year because he, like the Bachelor, he gets my rose. But no, he had a crazy good year as a rookie. He missed, I believe, 5 or 4 weeks out of the year. That being said, 228 total attempts, 1,144 rushing yards, and 12 total touchdowns with 32 receptions on top of it in the receiving end. Overall, crazy good year from him, 12 touchdowns. I mean, obviously his first full season of actually getting to play. Kyron Williams had a great year. I mean, when he was healthy and playing, this guy was going up. And might I add you guys, he's missed 4 or 5 games out of the season, and he still had those stats. So that's 4 or 5 games where he could have bumped that up. Probably would have gotten closer to 1,400 rushing yards. Probably would have had almost 15 touchdowns altogether. Like, he would have had a crazy good season if he would have been able to play.
Mm-hmm.
He, I think he's a second year.
Dame, baby.
I think he's second year. It says that he played in 2022.
He's a
played
rookie.
2022 as well.
He's a-
I don't know what happened. According to online, guys, it says 2022 Rams, and he had 35
Internet don't
attempts
lie,
last
though.
year.
Internet don't lie.
Is he the best Rams running back since Todd Gurley?
Maybe.
could be, honestly.
He's got to do this more than just 1 year, but I think he definitely has
Yes.
that right to be able to do that, man. I think so. Those are our honorable mentions, guys. Let's get past the secondhand losers. Let's dive into the finalists, guys, here first and foremost. Number 1, Mr. Mike Evans. Mike Evans was, I believe, our second ever nominee, I believe, throughout the entire season. Mike Evans actually was our first ever legitimate talked about dog of the week. He had one of the most crazy, I would say underrated wide receiver seasons that a receiver has ever had.
I got royalty inside my DNA. I got peace, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA.
Honestly. So he only had 79 receptions. He still finished the season 1,255 total receiving yards. He also had 13 total touchdowns this year. And again, that's with 79 total receptions. So he only touched the ball 79 times this year, and he was able to put up those kind of crazy stats. And of course, can't forget to mention, this guy had 15.9 yards per catch. This guy was averaging over a first down plus another 5 yards on top of it every single time he caught the ball too. Mike Evans, first actual finalist of Dog of the Year.
I was born like this, it's born like this. Immaculate conception, I transform like this, perform like this. Without you, a new weapon. I don't contemplate, I meditate. Then off your head. This that people kiss the bed. This that I got royalty inside my DNA.
I mean, to add on to that, you mentioned the 15.9. That's also the best of his career. 15.9 yards a catch is the best of his career.
It's crazy to look at the fact that Mike Evans was able to do this without anybody really talking about him. I mean, we all know he's a dog. The guy has the longest consecutive seasons of 1,000 yards plus. But at the same time, he still doesn't get his roses. He still doesn't get them. I don't know why or what it is, but him and Baker this year were honestly unstoppable. Those numbers are crazy. And shout out to Mike Evans. He deserves this end of the season nominee for sure.
Hell yeah.
Brings us to our second nominee, Mr. CD Lamb. And I'm not talking about the disc. I'm talking about the guy that cannot stop catching footballs down in Dallas. All right. This guy finished the season, best of his career, by the way, 135 receptions. This guy got the ball every single time on offense, pretty much every offensive play they ran this year. CD Lamb, with those 135 receptions, put up a staggering 1,749 total receiving yards. Let me say that one more time for the folks at home. 1,749 receiving yards. Only 200 away from the total record. Crazy good year for him. This was his best of his career in all categories, because also in touchdowns, guys, the guy had 12 total touchdowns too. So not to mention, he had the best receptions, the best receiving yards, and the best total touchdowns of the season for him, all in one season alone. This guy's unstoppable. This guy deserves to be Dog of the Year nominee number 2, and there can't be anything to disagree with that. This guy was unstoppable the entire damn year, and he also had 13 yards of catch as well. Again, over a first down. Throw him the ball, you're going to get a first down. It's pretty self-explanatory. CD Lamb, Dog of the Year number 2.
That's just insane that those top 3 stats that you look at for a receiver, they were all his best this year.
Mm-hmm.
Best of his career. That's just crazy.
Insane. The stats, I don't think, on this next guy really do him justice, to say the very least. I don't think the stats do what he was able to do for his team justice. This brings us to our number one. Our number one nominee, this guy, Mr. Lamar Jackson. Quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens, had arguably an MVP type season. He's up in the runnings right now to be able to win the MVP. But you know what? Nobody gives a shit about the MVP. They care about who's going to win Dog of the Year.
I got loyalty inside my DNA.
All right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Lamar Jackson has every right to win Dog of the Year because this guy was 307 for 457 this season, which means 67.2 completion rate, best of his career.
I got loyalty inside my DNA. I got loyalty, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA.
What? He had 3,678 passing yards, which is best of his career. What? And this brings us to his touchdowns to interception ratio, 29 total touchdowns, rushing and passing, and only 7 interceptions. All right. Lamar Jackson deserves to be in this conversation because he willed his team to be able to get to where they are right now. Number 1 team in the AFC, potentially number 1 team in the entire NFL.
I was born like this, is born like this, immaculate conception. I transform like this, perform like this, without you a new weapon. I know how to play, I meditate, then off your head. This that bullet, kiss the bed. This that I got loyalty inside my DNA.
He also, not to mention, 448 rushes, 821 yards, and 5 touchdowns on the ground as well. That guy almost was a 1,000-yard rusher as a quarterback. All right, guys, these are our top 3. The discussion is officially open for all of you, for us to go into who do we think deserves to be the number 1 guy going through those stats. Trey, I think I want to hear from you first because you were Beckham Jr. Give it to him. Give it to him already. The floor is Trey's. Trey, what is your thoughts on all 3, and who do you think should win it out of the 3? Go.
Personally, I just think it's got to be CD for me. I would say he was the only bright spot, really, other than Dak Prescott on that Cowboys offense. I mean, there were some other guys that had decent years, but like CD's a dog. It's as simple as that. All
right, Trey is pretty unanimously saying CD Lamb is going to get his initial vote to get him into Dog of the Year. All right. Wyatt, what are your thoughts on these 3 men? The floor is yours. Go.
All right. Kudos to CeeDee Lamb. One hell of a year. But the guy that I'm going for, obviously he doesn't get talked about. I mean, this man had 56 less receptions still put up shy of 400 yards less receiving. What he could have done in those 56 receptions, I don't want to know, averaging 15.9 yards a reception. Mr. Mike Evans, just doing what he always does, like a quiet year, but he also won a Dog of the Week, and he has shown us that he is still good. You can't say anything about 79 receptions, 1,200 yards. Holy shit, bro. That's insane numbers right there. And that's why I think he deserves to win it.
I think kind of coming out of nowhere, Wyatt goes Mike Evans with his number one.
When you hear those
and I'm not disagreeing with it,
God.
Wyatt. That's your decision. I respect it. He's up there for a reason. He's up there for a reason. So
receivers gotta respect receivers, and oh my God, that is that is gross, bro. There's no way to put that. That's gross.
Game respect game.
Trey goes with CeeDee Lamb. Wyatt's going with Mr. Mike Evans. Dalen, I want to hear from you.
CD, I love CD. I've loved CD since he's at Oklahoma. I watch his highlight tape about once every month. And then Mike Evans was an absolute dog this year. If the Buccaneers played as well as they did the last 5 games, the whole season, Mike Evans' stats would be even more insane.
Oh, insane, bro.
But obviously the only guy I haven't talked about is my guy, Lamar Jackson. Yes, he had an insane MVP year, but if we look at these stats, there's 2 things that stand out to me, and that's his passing yards and his completion percentage. Those are both the best of his career, and that just shows you that his passing game has exceeded to another level. Yes, the Ravens might have brought him in for a running quarterback, but he has shown that he can 100% throw the ball, and that's why he is 1,000% my dog of the year.
Gosh, I don't want this to come down to me.
It's up to Zach.
I don't want it to come down to me, damn it.
Deciding vote.
All right.
Yeah, everyone's had a great year, though.
We got Zach.
Yes. What I will say, I'll start off by prefacing this. We all had incredible seasons. Everybody was able to perform like crazy, whether it was just one game alone or an entire season worth of dominance. That's what Dog of the Week and Dog of the Year is all about. Who are those guys that are going out, who are dogs amongst puppies out there, men amongst boys in the NFL? These top 3 guys, I can't say anything less. You guys already hit on the head of what these guys can do. My opinion is, though, Dog of the Year is CeeDee Lamb.
It's just a public service announcement, sponsored by Just Blaze and the good folks at Rockefeller Records.
Fellow Americans, it is with the utmost pride and sincerity that I present this recording as a living testament and recollection of history in the making during our generation.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ho, H to the OV. I used to move snowflakes by the OC. I guess even back then you can call me CEO of the ROC. Fresh out the frying pan into the fire. I be the music biz #1 supplier. Flying in a piece of paper bearing my name. Got the hottest chick in the game wearing my chain. That's right, ho. Not DOC, but similar to the letters. No one can do better. I check cheddar like a food inspector. My homie Strick told me, dude, finish your breakfast. So that's what I'ma do. Take you back to the dude with the Lexus. Fast forward the jewels and the necklace. Let me tell you dudes what I do to protect this. Shoot at you actors like movie directors. This ain't a movie, dog.
Now, before I finish, let me just say, I did not come here to show out, did not come here to impress you, because to tell you the truth, when I leave here, I'm gone, and I don't care what you think about me, but just remember, when it hits the fan, brother, whether it's next year, 10 years, 20 years from now, you'll never be able to say that these brothers lied to you, Jack.
Thing ain't loud. I done came through the block and everything that's fly. I'm like Che Guevara with bling on. I'm complex. I never claim to have wings on. Nigga, I get my by any means on. Whenever there's a drought, get your umbrellas out because that's when I brainstorm. You can blame Sean, but I ain't inventing the game. I just rolled the dice trying to get some change. Check out my hat, yo, peep the way I wear it. Check out my swag, yo, I walk like a ball player. No matter where you go, you are what you are, player. And you can try to change, but that's just the top layer. Man, you was who you was before you got here. Only God can judge me, so I'm gone. Either love me or leave me alone.
that means CeeDee Lamb is your dog of the year 2023-2024 of the NFL season. Congratulations, CeeDee Lamb gets another big check.
Yeah, I mean, we made all those Cowboys fans, at least the ones we know.
What I will
they're
say
grinning
is
year to year.
We are not a Cowboys channel, but I will give them their flowers when there's a player that deserves it. And in my opinion, CeeDee Lamb, who probably won't get any other recognitions in the actual NFL, any other awards.
He got the one that matters.
He got the one that matters. He's our dog of the year, and I think he deserves it. Gentlemen, though, like I said, this has been an incredible year of just games, stats. This is a very stat-heavy award, but I mean, when you look at it, these guys are dominant from the very beginning. Whether you're on offense or defense, we had a couple defensive players in there too. But overall, CeeDee Lamb is the guy that was able to do it week in, week out, and be an absolute dog difference maker for that Cowboys team, which without the Cowboys or without him, that Cowboys team would not have been able to do what they did this year.
I can agree there.
And you can say the same thing about Lamar, say the same thing about Mike Evans. I think CeeDee Lamb, though, is crucial for that Cowboys team to where they are.
He's just getting started.
He's just getting started. This guy is still a young buck. He's going to be a menace for multiple years to come. Same thing with Lamar. He's still slinging. He's still doing his thing. Mike Evans is old as shit, but he's getting there still. He's still
the wily vet.
Wily vet.
This year. It's next year.
That's been our Dog of the Year ceremony, guys. We appreciate you all for watching. Appreciate all your voting. Who you guys think should be Dog of the Year going into this entire season. We'll see you guys in the next one.